So inventing Anna was really fascinating, if not a little bit disturbing as well, especially all of the things that Anna Delvey was able to get away with. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the most shocking moments and also delving into the way in which she was able to get away with it. So it's all coming up right now. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Lifestyle Critic. I hope you're having a brilliant day. So like I said, in this video we are going to be delving into Inventing Anna, which is a crime drama miniseries based on the article from New York Magazine writer Jessica Pressler, who also wrote an article which then turned into the feature film Hustlers. So you just know this writer really does pick all of the massive projects that really delve into truly fascinating characters. And then we have Shonda Rhimes creating this series, and she is an absolute veteran of creating shows that really do focus on the lives of the rich and famous. And then we also have Julia Garner, who was absolutely phenomenal, playing the really infamous Anna Sorokin, and that incredible accent. She was obviously an American woman and was just able to put on this incredible Russian, German, European with an American twang accent on so brilliantly. And then we also have Anna Chlumsky, who was really great as the fictionalized Vivian Kent character, who worked in the also fictionalized Manhattan magazine. And I thought it was really interesting in terms of making this character pregnant while still being so determined to create this article to interview Anna Delvey, as she, very similarly to Anna Delvey, really did have a particular vision of wanting to create this article, as she knew that it would be really popular. So I think both characters and both actresses are really great, and they are supported with a group of phenomenal characters as well. So for example, the lawyer, the very supportive lawyer, who was really able to put a really good case forward for Anna Delvey, her so-called friends as well, that she completely took advantage of. And then all of the financiers as well that got caught up in the whirlwind that was Anna Delvey. And I think this series was just so brilliant, especially mainly because it is all based on true events and true things that actually happened, which is just so fascinating. And this series was just really addictive. I think they created it so brilliantly, and all of the things that were happening were just so mind-blowing, and it really does put you in a sense of disbelief because it feels so fictionalized, but at the same time you just know that they actually happened. And this series was just developed so brilliantly. Every single episode, like I said, is so addictive. You just really want to binge watch the entire thing, and I feel like it was created really well as well, in terms of every single episode is focusing on a different character, and you're hearing them recount all of the craziness that happened with the Anna Delvey character. I feel like this series was really great. And like I said in my intro, I'm really going to be focusing on the shocking moments and why and how she was able to get away with it. So let's start with the first shocking moment, which is Morocco, the infamous Morocco trip. It was just absolutely nuts and really disturbing and very difficult to watch, actually. Just the craziness and the fact that this character just has no remorse in terms of fully taking advantage of her friend and running up a bill of over $60,000 on not only her personal card but also her business card. So you really could feel for her friend. I thought it was absolutely hilarious / also uncomfortable as well when she was trying to explain to the police officers and everybody around her all of the distress that Anna has caused her, but everybody was laughing it off as there's just rich people complaining about rich people problems, which really made you sympathize and empathize with this character even more, as she is trying to be a good friend to Anna, but Anna just completely destroyed her and completely destroyed their friendship as well. And just the distress that she must have been feeling when firstly all of these police officers are suddenly coming into her room, the way in which she was just trying to remedy the situation in terms of just putting a card behind their account, but the way in which Anna just took advantage of this, I just thought the Morocco trip was just absolutely crazy. Next, let's talk about all of the banks and the financiers. Firstly, the way in which Anna was just able to dupe all of them in terms of creating this fake identity of being a German heiress, and the way in which everybody was just eating up everything she's saying, believing everything that she's saying as well. But not only that, she was making up a fake persona as well of the financier in Germany, and she was just voicing this guy and sending fake emails and fake phone calls as well. Absolutely insane, the criminal things that Anna was able to do in trying to get $20 million, and was really close to actually getting away with this. Absolutely crazy, and I just feel like the banks now must just feel so embarrassed about the things that Anna Sorokin / Anna Delvey was able to get away with. Next, I'll talk about the Friends tab. So this happened right at the beginning of this series. So obviously this sponsor is sponsoring and supporting her boyfriend, But Anna just fully took advantage of the fact that she is being entrusted with a number of different credit cards for this really high profile socialite woman when she is trying to support her friends and her boyfriend as well, and was using this to buy her own clothes. Absolutely crazy. And then when she got caught out, she was running away, but actually the rich woman didn't want to tell the truth because then she didn't want to feel embarrassed. Absolutely crazy the way in which Anna was just getting away with stuff because people were just feeling really embarrassed and just really taking advantage of people's generosity and people trusting her and actually being really, really nice to her. Next, let's talk about the plane. So firstly, she was able to swindle a position at Warren Buffett's private event. And then, even worse than that, she was able to get a $30,000 private jet all the way over to this private event and just was having this glorious landing. She wasn't able to get into the private section of the event, but the fact in which she was just able to get away with flying in a massive plane, I just think is absolutely crazy. And it's one of those things that you really just couldn't make up. You just can't believe that all of these things actually happened with this woman. And then finally, let's talk about another vehicle, which is the yacht. So she was invited to her friend's event, and then she even took advantage of that relationship as well in terms of staying on the yacht for a number of days and running up a further bill. I just feel like this character is just absolutely crazy, and that event really was a massive foreshadowing of all of the craziness that was to come. So how on earth did she do this? So let's now talk about the 5 ways in which Anna was able to get away with this. So firstly, she really believed in herself, and she really did take this to an absolute extreme. However, the fact that she was able to believe herself, she was then able to sell this to other people, and then they were not only able to believe in herself, but also have vision of this Anna Delvey Foundation as well. And then when they do believe in her, she is then able to fully exploit them and take advantage of them as well, which is just absolutely nuts. The second thing that she did is that she really dressed the part. She was so obsessed with entering into New York's high society and would behave in a way that she is already there. She was already one of them, and she was also dressing the part as well, like I said. Of course, she took advantage of a lot of people in order to get the money to be able to do this, but nonetheless, she definitely put fashion first and really did dress the part. Even in court, when she is coming from her jail cell, she is still making sure that she is really dressing the part for this big event. But prior to this, she really did sell the part to everybody that actually she is the person that they should be investing in. She is this German heiress, and she is able to sell the part through how she is looking and how she is behaving. Next, she really did manage her stakeholders well. She mapped out exactly who she wanted to influence and how she was going to go about getting them as well. She really did map out exactly who she needed to influence in order to get her foundation into becoming a reality, and then just went full-blown hard mode in terms of really ensuring that they are going to be able to support her, that she's able to sell her vision to them, and that more importantly, they are then able to help her in order to do this as well. Of course, like I said, she did exploit a lot of them, exploited a lot of the relationships, exploited a lot of money taken from them, and all this sort of stuff. But regardless, she did map out exactly who she wanted to do. Even though we didn't really see it in this series, I imagine that she kind of had a bit of a vision board and kind of mapped out exactly who she wanted to influence, and then was going about researching all of them, finding out exactly what are the things that are really going to persuade them in order to really get them to do exactly what she wants them to do. So she absolutely maximized and rinsed her network. Next up, which is kind of following on from the previous point, is that she was always 10 steps ahead. She knew exactly where she wanted to go and what she wanted to do in order to get there, and therefore was able to get people to buy into her and to sell the dream to them as well, as she knew all of the things that she needed to do in order to reach her endpoint. Of course, she took this to an absolute extreme, and the measures in which she did this were really, really unethical and were really, really bad as well. However, I do feel like she was always a couple of steps ahead than everybody else, and therefore was able to convince them, which is why she was actually really, really close to being able to achieve her Anna Delvey Foundation dreams, which is absolutely crazy. And next up, she is only really caring about herself. Arguably, you can really see the negative sides of putting yourself first through this character, as like I said, she puts it to an absolute extreme and really does show that when you do put yourself first, actually you are going to exploit all of the people around you. So like I said, definitely puts the negative sides of putting yourself first, because really, when you put yourself first, it allows you to be able to then help other people. But she was only really caring about herself and was really disregarding everybody around her. So I think inventing Anna was just absolutely fascinating. Like I said, at some points this series was really difficult to watch, but at the same time, it was incredibly fascinating just to think that this character was able to get away with. And like I said, the fact that it was based on real life events is just absolutely crazy. The things that Anna Delvey was able to get away with is just so outrageous and just really, really unbelievable. You just can't believe all of the craziness that took place in this series. But as a series, I do feel like it was incredibly addictive and really, really brilliant to watch. And so for all of those reasons, I'm going to give Incredible Anna a massive 7 out of 10. Now I'd love to hear from you. What did you think of Inventing Anna? Please let us know in the comment section below, and let us know what your most shocking moments were and why you think she was able to get away with all of this unbelievable stuff. Let us know all of it in the comment section below, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.
You have no clue what it's like for me. I'm a boss. I'm trying to build a foundation, and I'm surrounded by a bunch of amateurs. You fucked up this entire trial. I knew with your stupid Long Island accent and your stupid faith that you would be a useless piece of shit lawyer.
Anna, shut the fuck up.